We now have a clearer idea of when Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to release, thanks to a rival announcing their release date coming later this year. We'll be talking about all of that in this video today and a whole lot more. So obviously at the end of the day, this all depends on Rockstar, if they will be keeping the game in fall 2025, which as all intents and purposes stands right now, that's what's going to be happening. Rockstar have only said that it's coming out in calendar year 2025, but we know their parent company, Take-Two Interactive, has doubled down and confirmed it is fall 2025, which essentially leaves us 3 months. We've got September, October, November, and a little bit of December, although Rockstar's never really done anything in that month. So we're kind of ruling that out. But why can we even start to narrow it down even more? Well, that's because a Grand Theft Auto 6 rival has announced its release date, and it's one that would essentially compete with Grand Theft Auto 6 for Game of the Year. I think GTA 6 will ultimately win Game of the Year, but it would be one of those games in the top final few. And that is Sony's Ghost of Yotei, which is going to be coming to PlayStation 5 on October 2nd, 2025. They said it's been nearly 5 years since we shipped Ghost of Tsushima, and in that time, we've been hard at work making Ghost of Yotei. And that October 2nd date is important because it's around when a lot of other games are going to try to get their titles out, essentially avoiding the massive nuclear bomb that is Grand Theft Auto 6. And this again sort of continues the trend of games doing this, making their announcements over the last couple of weeks and months, even though there hasn't been any movement from Rockstar, Take-Two Interactive, doubling down on when their game is going to be coming out. And this has generated a handful of reaction and a bunch of different articles being written, like for example this one on Forbes by Paul Tassi, who said Ghost of Yotei gets a release date as games get exhausted with Grand Theft Auto 6. The article goes on to say this: publishers have been biting their nails about the Grand Theft Auto 6 release date, not yet announced despite a fall 2025 promise. No one wants to launch anywhere near that atomic bomb, but at this point, with fall just over 4 months away, some games are starting to pull the trigger. One of the biggest is now Ghost of Yotei, the Ghost of Tsushima sequel from Sucker Punch that is just announced an October 2nd release date, along with a pre-order, deluxe edition info, and a new trailer. It'll be PlayStation's biggest exclusive release this year. A trick that some publishers seem to be doing to at least attempt to avoid Grand Theft Auto 6 is to plan their dates around Borderlands 4, another Take-Two published game that everyone believes they will not let be squashed by GTA 6. We've seen this with Bungie launching Marathon on the same day as Borderlands, September 23rd. Now, Yotei would be a week or so away on October 2nd. This is all still a risk, however. Take-Two could easily toss Borderlands 4 anywhere they wanted if they wanted to make room for GTA 6. It's also possible that GTA 6 does in fact get pushed until early 2026 to still make it out with the fiscal year as promised, but outside of the fall window, which means all this fretting would be for nothing. And last but not least, going on to say, in GTA 6, who knows, the popular theory appears to be a November launch based on pure guesswork, but there are too many unknowns at play here to know for sure, or to rely on Borderlands 4 as some sort of safe harbor. Hopefully, we will know more soon. So that's the first big article that's come out regarding Ghost of Yotei and Grand Theft Auto 6. There was another one on Kotaku. The fall release calendar takes shape as Ghost of Yotei rushes out ahead of Grand Theft Auto 6. The Ghost of Tsushima sequel lands on PlayStation 5 in October. That's by Ethan Gash. This article goes on to say this: open world samurai adventure Ghost of Yotei is the latest blockbuster to stake out a release date in a fall calendar overshadowed by the impending arrival of Grand Theft Auto 6. The sequel to Ghost of Tsushima will come to PlayStation 5 in October as we get more release dates in the second half of 2025. It goes on to say this: with Ghost of Yotei now on the board, we have a much clearer sense of how the second half of the year is shaping up. Borderlands 4 is out on September 23rd, as is Bungie's sci-fi extraction shooter Marathon. Supernatural semi-open world adventure Hell Is Us is also due out that month, while Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 is currently TBD for some time in October after years of delay. Of course, there's still a Grand Theft Auto 6-sized black hole threatening to swallow anything inside its event horizon. Slated only for fall 2025, we don't know exactly when the most anticipated game launch possibly ever is coming out, but it's safe to assume it won't be too close to Borderlands 4, which is published by the same parent company. Maybe it will hit in late October or early November. Companies have been playing a game of chicken to wait and see who blinks first with picking fall release dates, or more optimistically waiting for Rockstar Games just to reveal Grand Theft Auto 6's release date so everyone else can get out of the way. One potential consequence of that strategy, however, is the release dates start piling up on either side of it. Ghost of Yotei coming out less than 2 weeks after Marathon already feels like a bit of a pileup, despite them being completely different games. The former seems likely to be fine whenever it lands, but a paid PvP-only extraction shooter like Bungie's will need all the help it can get in the current hyper-competitive live service hellscape. Now, you guys might have been wondering why both those articles mentioned late October to early November is a good time for when Grand Theft Auto 6 could release. It's because that's typically what Rockstar's done in their history of releasing games. It's been late October to early November. And we're going to go back a long time here, but it does emphasize the point that this is something that Rockstar does. So, for example, when Rockstar released Grand Theft Auto 2, it came out on October 22nd, 1999. Again, late October to early November. Grand Theft Auto 3 released for the PlayStation 2 on October 22nd, 2001. Again, late October. Grand Theft Auto Vice City ended up releasing on October 29th, 2002. Again, continuing that trend. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas released on October 26, 2004. Again, you can all see how these are starting to pile up within the same couple of days. Grand Theft Auto Vice City Stories released on October 31st, 2006, coming out on Halloween Day, which was kind of cool. And it's not just Grand Theft Auto titles. Manhunt 2 came out on October 30th, 2007. Midnight Club Los Angeles came out on October 21st, 2008. And then, of course, you have Rockstar's most latest release titles like Red Dead Redemption 2 coming out on October 26, 2018. The remaster of the Grand Theft Auto trilogy, that being the definitive edition, that came out on November 11th, 2021, with really the only exception being Grand Theft Auto 5. There, at least as far as big titles go, coming out on September 17th, 2013. But I think that release date was primarily chosen just because the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One were set to come out about a month and a half later. So I think Rockstar wanted to push up their release date so that they could sort of double dip on both of the console release cycles. So if us fans of the game can kind of figure out when Grand Theft Auto 6 is likely to release, that late October to early November time period, you can bet that other big video game companies like Sony can probably figure it out as well. Even if they don't have any insider information from Rockstar Games or Take-Two Interactive, they probably know when GTA 6 is coming out, if it indeed is staying in fall 2025. But things are certainly shaping up and getting a lot clearer as other games are trying to just even avoid that window. Even if no date has been particularly confirmed by Rockstar, they're just trying to avoid that sort of 3 to 4 week window altogether so that their games don't get sucked into GTA 6's black hole. But anyways, that is all the information that I have got for you guys in this video today. Hopefully you did enjoy. Let me know what you think in those comments down below about a Grand Theft Auto 6 rival essentially confirming their release date and also avoiding when the likely time GTA 6 will get here. Again, let me know what you think in those comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys down there. If you guys did go and enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new. You want to stay up to date on all the GTA 6 videos that I'll be doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.